Welcome to another daily update here in the, well, what's left of the Creepy Crawler's garage. It's empty. We've moved everything out. It's getting a new floor. And we'll also get an update on the TRX-Z at the end of the episode, so don't go anywhere. Here in the Creepy Crawler's garage on Fridays is typically cleaning day. And well, we've just gone overboard this Friday. We cleaned everything out of here because it's time to do the floor that we've been talking about. So I'm gonna be redoing the floor in the checkerboard pattern we had talked about. It's gonna be gray and black. If you're new to the program, I'll just give you a quick rundown real quick. It's gonna be checkerboard, black, and gray. And so what I've done, or what we've done, is moved everything out of the shop. I gave it a sanding. I sanded down the whole surface because there was a lot of buildup of body fillers and CA glue and all kinds of other stuff. So I sanded everything down smooth. And then I gave it a coat of black. This is the first coat of black. I'll give it a second coat here when we're done with this video. Actually, I'll give it a second coat. And I did that for two reasons. One, I wanted to make sure if we end up having any seams showing between the tiles, it'll just be black, so you won't be able to notice that. But also, this is MDF. This floor is made out of MDF, and when I sanded it down, it sanded down to some bare MDF. And if anybody, you guys out there that's worked at with MDF, you know if you get any fluids on that, it's just gonna balloon up like a sponge. So I wanted to make sure and get it sealed underneath these foam tiles, just in case there was a fluid spill or something and it didn't destroy the floor, because that could be a real problem. But basically, we're just using big sheets of foam, cutting them down to 2x2, and then going to tile and checkerboard the entire floor. And then I had one other thing I was going to do, and this actually came from a comment a while back in a video a while back when we were talking about this before, and that was about putting a logo in the middle of the floor. So this is basically a single bay kind of garage. This is where the lift usually is, right here. So I think what I'm gonna do right in front of it, I've got some green foam that's just like this, but it's like a fluorescent green. I'm gonna put the skull logo or the skull emblem right here in the middle of the floor in front of that lift. I think that'll look pretty cool to just kind of lay it into the checkerboard there. And then we're also, don't forget, going to be doing the walls. So that's coming up yet because I'm going to be doing cinder block down here and then corrugated metal up top. I'm still figuring out probably the best way to do that. I think I'm going to have to build molds to do it. So I don't know if I'll do it in this go round because I've got to get back filming RC shop footage. So I might have to empty out the shop again to do the walls, but that will be coming also. I've also going to be running a bunch of conduit and whatnot, so I'll probably be ordering up some thin metal tubing for the conduit, but that'll all be coming up later. And let me know, y'all have been giving me some great ideas like the logo in the middle of the floor. Y'all have given me some great ideas. If you have any other ideas, just let me know down in the comments section. I really do appreciate that. The TRX-Z really looks out of place in an empty garage, but I thought I'd bring it in and we could talk about it a little bit. I didn't really get any work done on it today because I was just doing the floor all today, which pretty much took up all my time. But I did get a lot of good comments that I wanted to talk about with you guys and then get your ideas down in the comment section also. So starting with, I got some good comments about adding maybe some bolts around the fender and these kind of scale items. And so I just wanted to let you know, basically what we've got going so far here is kind of, you can almost think of it as just a canvas. I mean, I have two tubfuls of what I use for kit bashing. So these are just, basically the way I do it, I do a non-auto tub and then automotive. So this is all different models. So these would be like airplanes, spaceships, those kind of things. This is cars and all that. And I use this for what you would call greebles. So it's little parts that you add to things just to add detail. So if you watch like a Star Wars movie and you see a Star Destroyer fly over and it has all those details all in it in that model that they built back in the late 70s, well, that's called greebles. And that's what I use these buckets full of old models. Like I think that there's even boat stuff in here. I use all that for greebles. So the point being is that I'll use those kind of things to add, like I'll probably use some shocks and stuff to add struts underneath this. When it pops up, it looks like there's struts that are lifting it up. I think the bolt idea is a good idea. We'll add bolts here and there. I also had a comment saying to add dents and things like that to it. That's not necessarily what you would call greebles, but it's still those fine details that I will be adding to this to give it that final look. Those are all going to be like the final thing we do to this. So if you have ideas like that, what I could use for different greebles or different details, or like the dent idea. Those are great ideas. Leave them down in the comment section also. But I just wanted to let you know that those are all going to be coming at the end. That's kind of like the final touch or the icing on the cake. And then I also got a comment about doing like a big scoop front bumper. And I don't know if you noticed last episode, and then of course this episode, the bumper has been off of the TRX-4, because that's the second time I've received a comment about doing some kind of big type bumper, some kind of wedge bumper. And I'd already been thinking about that too, because it makes sense for this to do like a plow or something. And I think what I'm really thinking about doing is maybe like a wedged plow out front, or like what you call a cow catcher on the front of a train, something like that, but a big nasty scoop up front. I think that'll be that'll really add to the detail and add to the look. But if you have any ideas for bumpers also, and back bumper, because we're gonna be doing a cage back there, but I can add a back bumper too. Let me know what you think down in the comments on that. And then I also got a couple comments about, well, let me start off. I got a ton of comments about loving the idea of the back door opening to pop open to reveal a line of missile launchers. But I also got a couple folks that commented, you should just, well, I think one was just have the window open with missile launchers, which is a good idea, because that's a lot less work. That'd be way easier to do. And then I also had somebody say just have a gun pop out of the window, which is also a good idea and would also be a lot easier to do. But I think where I'm at with this now is I'm trying to keep cost down. So, cutting the doors doesn't cost anything. It's just my time. And I don't mind putting in time. And I'm really wanting to go for the wow factor. Like I really want to go, I'm trying to go over the top. Like when we do the front bumper, I want it to be huge and big and nasty. Like this fender here, I wanted it to be really nasty looking, like it came off of a totally different truck. Like I just really want to go over the top. And I think by having the whole doors pop open, that'll give it a little more of what I would call a wow factor, or be a little bit more impressive. But I did want to mention that those were both really good ideas and really good solutions to make it an easier job and still achieve the same outcome. But I do think I'm going to stick with popping the doors open, just because it's a little bigger and a little more impressive. And then I also, before we go, last thing I wanted to mention, I know I showed this fender and how it's weathered and all that, and it just kind of showed up that way. And I didn't really show how I did that. So I wanted to point out that I have done some weathering I guess tutorials, if you want to call it that, in the past. And I'll try to remember, hopefully I can remember to leave links to them down in the description. If I forget, you can go back in the back catalog. But I show you how to do some rusting techniques and some weathering techniques. I'll make sure I remember to put it in the description, but go check that out if that's something you're interested in making, like a weathered. And by the way, this fender is going to be way more weathered than the rest of the truck. So this came off of a piece of crap, nasty old truck. Ours is gonna have its dings and dents and all that from, obviously dealing with hordes of zombies, but it's not gonna be as weathered as this, so that this really stands out a little more, like it's out of place. But anyways, if you wanna see how to do that kind of stuff, I'll leave it in the description down below. But again, in the comments also, let me know what you think, what direction you wanna go with this. I'm going to have to start thinking about interior on this also, but leave me comments down below. Hit that like button if you would. I really do appreciate you guys that hit the like button. It does help in the algorithms. And if you're watching this and you've watched this far and you've enjoyed it and you're not subscribed to the channel, just please do me a favor, go hit that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. If you've watched this far, I'm hoping you've enjoyed it and you want to hit the subscribe button. So if you would do that for me, I really appreciate it. And you know what? I'll see you guys Monday. Bye-bye.